Logan Paul gets scammed for $3.5 million in fake Pokemon cards. What is that all about, folks? I'll tell you. Hey, what's up, y'all? Your boy Major Dream, Art Mob, where we mint culture to the blockchain using and teaching freedom strategies using blockchain, crypto, NFTs, and mindset. All right, let's get it popping. So, you see what I'm talking about? Logan Paul gets scammed for $3.5 million in Pokemon cards. Jeez, ouch! Well, no matter what you feel about Logan Paul, whether you hate him, love him, it still sucks. You know, as most of you know, if you don't, I live here in Puerto Rico. Logan Paul lives up the street from me. So it's definitely something that's buzzing down here. And no matter what you feel about Logan Paul, whether you think he's a scam artist, whether you think he is a moron, whether you think he is friggin' hot and a genius, you know, I mean, we're talking about there's multiple people, you know, so the story is this. So if you don't know the story, let me give you a little background. So Logan Paul is a early crypto adopter, he is a collector, and he is a YouTube friggin' influencer. He has tons of fans. He is a celebrity on many different fronts, and he's a young dude, so he's doing young dude stuff. Exactly. So he's rocking and rolling. Now he's a big time collector. One of his biggest things is Pokemon cards. Now he's bought Pokemon cards as original collectors for years now. But so much so that he's now at this stage where you have a mint condition first run box of Pokemon cards. It's not just one, it's multiple. And it's in a sealed box. And he bought this box for $3.5 million. Now, he bought the box from other collectors. Another collector dude, and who got it from other collectors. So there's a chain of events. There's guys that are big in the Pokemon space, and I'm not gonna kill everybody's name or anything like that, but there's guys that are big in the Pokemon space. There are guys that are big in the sports card space as well. And that right there, my friends, is the biggest difference, because from what I did from my research was see that this is why you stay in your own lane. You know what I mean? Like, even with all of this, like, I stay in my own lane. I talk about NFTs and I talk about culture, right? And this is why NFTs are important, because it verifies, right? It verifies. It makes sure that this stuff is real. You put up $3.5 million to get a brown box that's wrapped up in tape, and then you bring it a collector because he's friends with Logan Paul, and he knows that Logan Paul is really into it. A collector purchases the box, and even going before that, the box has a story. Let's talk about this. There's people involved in it. So it says, and I'll just read for you guys. Bear with me here. So YouTube star and occasional boxer Logan Paul revealed a video that he lost $3.5 million on fake Pokemon cards. Darren Ravel of Action Network provided more context, calling it one of the biggest cases of trading card fraud. Now, look, I'm not in the trading card business. You know what I mean? So I don't know how big this is or how big this isn't, but I do know that if these were NFTs, these things would be verified and verifiable, and you can trace. And where the money is dropped off, guess what? It gets right back. That's the beauty about crypto. So right now we're talking about what crypto could have done and NFTs could have done to make this situation a better situation. Understand? Okay? So, now, Logan Paul bought what he thought was a case of first edition Pokemon cards that would have been worth millions. Okay? So he put in $3.5 million in, but the return would have easily been 10x. You know, so he would have got probably 35 million out of the box. So he would have 10x'd it at least, right? So, however, this guy Darren Ravel noted that the cards which were sold to Paul by a card dealer, Matt Allen. Now, Matt Allen, I know the guy. He is spot on, dude. He's on point. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they thought, that's what I'm saying, oh shoot, they would have 100x'd. They tried to look like it's what they thought the boxes were going to end up being. But, so keep it moving. But Matt, who bought the case from a card holder, that's what I'm saying, there's multiple people involved in this. So Matt, who bought the case from a card holder, Jacob Taylor, who hired another guy named Mealy Pops, who's a trading card shop broker, for $2.7 million. So Matt went through a guy, Jacob, who went through another guy, Mealy Pops, and he paid them $2.7 million for the cards, for the unopened box. Now this is just, all this time, this is just a brown box, a brown unopened box with tape around it, and everybody's like, yo, this is in there, something's in there. All right, cool, no problem. So now, with all of that, and then they bring it to Logan Paul. So he negotiates to Logan Paul for about $3.5 million, and Logan pays him, and they were like, this is going to be a real thing. And again, remember what I said, the box has a story. So the box was initially picked up by Jacob Taylor and Mealy Pops. And I believe they got like a YouTube video where they went and picked up the box from these buyers. So everybody is either getting duped or this is just one elaborate scam. However, if this was done as an NFT, you would have had your verification right from mint, right from the beginning. And then none of this would be going down like that right now. So, you know, me in my, you know, hood skeptic sense, I'm like, everybody's scamming. But let's just put that aside and let's just go along and see how NFTs can make this such a better situation. So with that being said, so now my guy, Matt, has the boxes. He comes to see Logan. Logan buys it. They meet in Chicago. They open the box. Even after they bring in another authenticator, another and I think the guys are called like BBC, which is like another verification, authentication company, you know, and yeah, man, and I mean, there's a lot of people involved in this. You know, that's the fun thing about it. It's just like, wow, and I'm watching all of it, and this is, you know, why the blockchain is so important. So that things like this don't happen, things like this don't get scammed. You know, the idea is once you verify it, because the longer time goes on, the more people involved, the less the story stays congruent, stays in order. So when you have things minted on the blockchain, you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to be embarrassed by this. Like, this is going to destroy reputations. $3.5 million, they did it very open. You got people that are normally in sports memorabilia coming into a trading card space, a Pokemon trading card space. So again, I'm moving out of my lane, doing what I normally do. Like this dude Matt has like $1 million cards, $500,000 like baseball and basketball cards and stuff. So he don't need to like scam anybody. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, but the thing is, he moved outside of his lane. You move outside of your lane, and it gets really kind of murky in those waters. So definitely, you know, my shouts out to Matt and his business, and you know, I'll do business with them guys. Like them guys are authentic because I know how we can put a layer into this to add a layer of security and authenticity on top of this. So that way it's just peer-to-peer. I don't have to have middlemen. Did you see how many people were involved in this whole damn shenanigans? This was like Keystone Capers. That's exactly what it was. We should have the friggin', you know what I mean? Like the friggin' black and white. Roll that black and white reel of Keystone's Capers, Laurel and Hardy running around after each other. You know, like so NFTs and the blockchain can stop can stop fraud, stuff like that. So I say all of that, you know, yeah, NFTs are the way. You mint culturally relevant things like Pokemon cards. You mint that authenticity, you know where it's at, those things match up, you're good. You don't have to depend on, you know, a Mealy Pop or a Joshua. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know these guys. You know, I don't know. I mean, look, nobody likes to get duped. Nobody likes to get friggin' scammed. And I'm sure Logan Paul feels like a Momo. I mean, he got repaid, but at the end of the day, you know, just this new world and new future that we're moving in, this ain't gonna be possible. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be other things out there, but things like this aren't gonna be possible. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. So NFTs are the way to go. Shouts out to everybody involved, and I mean, there's probably gonna be some type of legal friggin' litigation going on if Matt don't get all his bread back, because he's still trying to reclaim his money. All of this stuff is all on their social media accounts, so you can check it out if you guys want. But you know, again, no matter what you think about Logan Paul, whether you love him or hate him, at the end of the day, nobody likes to get scammed. But this makes a bigger argument for why NFTs are the most important invention in blockchain, and why you and I need to really dig deep into it and figure out how we can use that to mint culture, build generational wealth, and leave a legacy. Because the things that we do now may be very, very valuable 200 years from now. I don't know. But now that we have the technology, let's make it happen. Shouts out to all you guys collecting out there. Reach out to Art Mob. Look out for podcasts coming. Sign on to my Twitter page. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Let's build this up. I mean, the goal for this year is really just to get to my first 10,000 subscribers. So help me out, support, and mint culture. Let's mob out.